This week on PTL, we've got Yamato Cannon in for a 1v1. Jet and Kobe return for this or that. And you know what? We've got a huge party for the 4th of July. That's what I'm talking about. That was Monday? Oh. Well, you know what? I'm going to have my own party right now anyways, because you know what? Primetime League starts right now!
Y el pentakill a favor de Origen Vladimir de los chicos de Furious Gaming.
TSM are going to stay undefeated in the North American LCS.
And ESC Ever comes in, and what a big statement at the end of round 1, taking down SKT.
Hello and welcome to Primetime League. Thank you for joining me for my party. I'm Riven News in the third, and this hip-hop-opotamus is David Freak Turley, and he's about to drop a fat beat.
A fat beat? Word.
Era. Man. How the mighty have fallen. SKT are having some MSI flashbacks with a big slump in the middle of the split. In their last 4 matches, they have lost to Jin Air Green Wings, the Afrika Freaks, and the 9th place ESC Ever. Their only win coming against Longzhou Gaming. It's been rough.
Yeah, it has been. The difference between weeks 1 and 4 and weeks 5 and 6 is honestly pretty massive. We're now hitting past the halfway point of the LCK, so they're hitting all the rematches now. But you can see all these stats are actually pretty abysmal. Their early game especially, right? Up 1,000, down 600. That's actually pretty bad. Up 2,700, down 2,000 at 20. Like, that's ridiculous. They're just actually getting outplayed, and not even by strong teams, really. Like, what, 9th place ESC Ever? Like, that's not a team you're supposed to lose to.
No.
When, 3 weeks ago, you perfect gamed MVP, right? Like, something clearly has gone wrong. Hopefully they figure it out before playoffs.
That's right. Giving excuses to CLG fans, though. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. We have something to look forward to.
There you go.
Maybe both teams can pick it up now, right?
Now both teams can
They're in the same group, right? Origen once again made sure no one got to bed on time with another record-breaking game against G2 Esports. Sven crushed the CS record with 927 minions and a staggering 34,500 gold in his pocket.
Yeah, welcome to being on a losing team as Sivir for an hour. All the minions become yours. He was super, super rich. Speaking of their opponents, though, Origen, it was announced that their head coach, Nico the Pico, would step down as head coach. He will be replaced by Spanish jungler Aranea and longtime friend of XPeke, who can hopefully teach Origen how to close games, as late game has been their weakness for a while.
Always good to see Aranea back in the scene. Always comes back, always a pleasure to see.
Right.
Krepo's casting that game as well was on fire, as he made a pretty accurate comparison between Origen and the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Really, it's the length here that worked out, and then we on PTL couldn't not see what Origen would really look like if they were part of the Fellowship.
Yep.
So wablam!
Yep. Thank you very much to Krepo and everyone else who helped figure out where everyone would be. The Power of Evil Elf is definitely a solid one.
I love it. So
Yep.
good, amazing, kills me. Freak, I have a question for you.
I have an answer for you.
It's time to check your mic before you wreck your mic. Are you ready to check your mic?
What's wrong with my mic?
Have you checked it?
Oh, it's not even on. Oh, well, that'll explain a lot. Yeah.
I don't think you'll ever get this. Just roll the mic check video, guys.
Hello, from the other side.
From the other side.
If we win 2-0, look, listen to me, Youngie. If you win 2-0, then every game you will play, you have to put the icon of the enemy team.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Okay.
You guys know I changed my summoner icon to what? To blue buff? To bring me good fortune and blue buffs.
Oh, Victor, I flashed.
I'm coming back. I'm back in the fight.
Olaf,
We can fight. We win. Sivir. Nice.
I ult this guy.
Can kill.
Nice.
Come mid.
Quadra kill.
After this game, Hara Sushi?
Potentially,
There's win pairs, guys.
I'll decide after the game.
Think about the game, Huni, not sushi.
Yeah, think about the game, not sushi, man.
You know, if I think sushi is gonna, that means that all the winning, you know that, right?
Just go, I'm tanking,
Yeah, we win.
It's free. Alright, GG. Looks like free Korean barbecue, guys.
Yeah.
P1 fighting.
P1 fighting, guys.
P1 fighting.
First day. We're about to get our first series. Chat.
Hey, don't overthink it, buddy.
I'm not gonna think about anything.
We just go fighting.
Hey, I'm gonna
kill
Rek'Sai. Yeah, Rek'Sai die. Oh, Apollo. Yeah,
Nice!
Nah, GG. And
Nice! Boom, baby.
Nice.
We actually won, baby.
We won, guys.
GG, well played. Get me out, dude.
Oh!
Make the meme team to a dream team.
Yep, this is the game. Bro. This is the game we turn the meme team into a dream team.
Ooh, let's go, boys.
Oh my gosh!
Nice.
Feels good, man.
Channel's no flash. Channel's no flash. Channel.
Get the heal. I'm gonna go behind him. I'm gonna go
Karma.
Trundle.
Karma flash. He's no flash. I can put up on him.
Take it, boys. Oh my Zach, baby.
Where's there? Why I'm solo?
Yeah, just me and you, 2v5. Unreal.
Hey everybody, Pyra and Officio here, and it's time for the EU LCS preview. We're officially at the halfway point of the split, so we made it so far.
We made it.
On 2 streams. It's great. Now the teams are looking to solidify their pole positions heading into the playoffs if they want to book their tickets to Krakow. And if you want to do that as well, hop on eu.lowlysports.com to find out all the info.
And now that Pyra is obviously done selling out, we should start actually talking about our region. Because right now, it's weird. It's a bit of a mess, honestly, in the EU LCS where almost every team can beat each other. I feel like only G2 is like standing out, and yet they can still drop games here and there. Like they played 1-1 against Origen last week. So we have this super weird situation where none of the teams are really that great, and it has led to a lot of inconsistency and a lot of ties, honestly, where teams just kind of share 1-1 because none of them are that much better than the other team.
Yeah, it feels like a lot of the teams aren't really showing a whole lot of progression. What do you think about that?
I think that's a fair comment. I think a lot of the teams very slowly improve on certain things. I think actually we need playoffs for these teams to sit down, have the 2 or 3 weeks of like hardcore practice towards playoffs before we see like a real level. I don't think the rest of or the entire region will like suddenly massively improve. I think we'll keep seeing these inconsistent games for quite a while.
Yeah, well, at least some things have been consistent for a couple of teams. Origen, I mean, they've been going by the mantra of slow and steady wins the race, but does it?
I mean, it's given them like a few wins here and there, like some 1-1s. They have like the longest average game time in the EU LCS.
It's a little skewed towards the 80 minutes the dream, but yeah.
80-minute one, then we had like a 60-minute one. Sorry, Origen, they need to grow some balls, you know, when it comes to actually finishing these games. They are a little bit too slow, playing a little bit too safe, but they do have some good mid-games, and I think actually Origen are slowly improving with Pekka, obviously, as an AD carry. But another team, Pyra, that really is improving right now is Giants. And Giants, it's actually exciting to watch Giants play now. Fantastic early game. A lot of it comes from that holy trinity, you know, we talk about with like Smitty J in top lane, Max Law in the jungle, Knight as the mid laner. These guys are really good early game and can
the bot lane, though, I mean, they're still doing good. They're stepping up in that. Sunstar and Hustle have actually looked pretty good in recent weeks. They've also got the most like 2-0s out of everybody that's outside of the top pile right now. So they're kind of showing when they get up on game day that they really know what to do.
Definitely, like they're showing some sort of consistency now. We just need to see more from Giants, honestly, and see what they can do in the future.
Well, of course, I mean, you know, they're not the only teams in the LCS. Everyone's kind of, as you said, taking wins and ties off each other. But it's kind of hard to see where the playoff picture will go and where the promotion tournament's going to go. Do you have any predictions for teams that are going to end up in that bottom 3?
I think predicting promotion tournament teams is always difficult because you don't know if any of these teams is like randomly just going to click and do really well. And because it's this BO2 system where you get 3 points for 2-0, you can very quickly jump up the standings. But right now, if I had to look at just current level, I think Rocket will go down and play promotion tournament. I think Vitality as well actually look very shaky. Even with Shook, I think they're going to struggle. And I think then it's between like Origen and Unicorns of Love right now. Origen has been getting better. Unicorns have found as well their niche, playing like these different 1-4 compositions with like Shen as a top laner. Yeah. So that's very close. But honestly, I'm going to say Origen is going to make it out and Unicorns is going to drop down and play promotion tournament. But it's going to be super, super close. And I'm not saying it's 100% locked in.
Well, you know, I mean, there's still plenty of games to play. Like I said, we're only halfway through the split and a lot of it to go. So as a reminder, EU LCS starts this Friday at 5 p.m. and not Thursday. And we play on Saturday at noon this weekend. So don't miss it.
Don't miss it.
Hello world, that is time for Twitter, which means 2 things. First, it's your weekly reminder of how much most of you disappoint me. Second, it's time for another skin giveaway. Woo! Last week we asked which team would take the most objectives in a single game, and for a spot in the Hall of Fame, how many objectives would that team take? Well, if you guessed Origen, then congratulations, you're one of the 14 people who correctly predicted that history would repeat itself. Good job on that one. The select votes between Origen and G2 Esports featured 37 unique objective takes, and of course, most of them did go to Origen. So, Out of all of you who answered correctly, only one could walk away with a skin code, so congratulations to @SpacemanRiff. Check your inbox, you've got a new skin coming your way. Props to that one. Now, let's move on to this week's question. We want to know which bot lane duo will have the best performance this week. We're talking KDA in that regard. And for Spot Hall of Fame, what will their combined KDA be across both matches? Tweet us at LPL Esports, #PTL. Let us know who it's going to be. I'm going to say TSM's bot lane duo with a 14 KDA. Good luck.
Welcome to Know the Pro, where we give you a glimpse of an erroneous body part, and you have to tell us which pro player it belongs to. What? Oh, this, not me. Oh, gotcha. Tuesday, we gave you an earful of one of the LCK's greatest players. Any idea who it might be? If you'd have guessed that it was SKT's top lane, Duke, then you would be correct, or would have been correct. Great job on being correct. You're awesome. Duke had big shoes to fill when he stepped into SKT. After all, he was replacing the world's 2015 MVP, Marin. Since then, he's managed to win the LCK Spring Split, where he was crowned MVP, and the Mid-Season Invitational. Not too shabby. Duke has a 3.8 KDA and a 63.8% kill participation with a 9.7 CSD at 10. Pretty shabby. Top laners look out. He'll be looking to repeat his Spring Finals MVP performance as SKT hunt for their 4th consecutive split championship. Now, ladies and gentlemen, get ready to show me some skin. Make sure your clients are open so you can punch in that skin code as they're about to pop up on your screen. Are you ready? Open your clients and let us begin. Now, there are 2 letters that are missing from the code. I'm dragging on to give you more time. They also happen to be in the title of one of our larger items. If you know what item we're talking about, then put in those big freaking letters right now to unlock the code. If you win, remember to tweet at LOL Esports with the hashtag #ShowMeSomeSkin in order to celebrate your victory.
It's time for another 1v1. We're joined today by the best-looking turtleneck model in the LCS. Splice is Coach Yamato Cannon. Welcome.
Thank you very much, good sir.
So I'm going to give you a quick rundown of how this whole thing works. You're going to get 90 seconds to answer as many questions correctly as you can. You'll get 1 point for every correct answer, so it's a lot simpler than the LCS scoring system. Now, right now, Kasing is sitting on 12 questions. Do you think you can beat him?
Beat him on the Rift. Gonna beat him 1v1 too, man.
All right, confidence. I like it. Let's not waste any time. Let's get right into the questions, and we're going to go ahead and 1v1 in 3, 2, 1. And let's go. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like the band ABBA?
8.
Ooh, respectable. What's the highest number of dragons that can spawn before Elder?
6.
Correctamundo. What is the best team in the LCS right now?
Splice.
Excellent. Boxers or briefs?
Boxers.
Every time. I like it. So far, we're doing good. Do you feel even a little bit guilty that you unleashed IKEA up on the world as a country?
No.
Okay. They are good meatballs. Who's going to win in a fist fight? Crepo or Quickshot?
Crepo.
Okay. What did King Charles XV's tattoo say?
Jaime Lannister, Death to Kings.
Ooh, all right. Excellent. Would you come to my house and read me a bedtime story?
Anytime.
Yes. How many islands is Stockholm built upon?
14.
You've been doing your homework. Okay. Who's currently first place in the NALCS?
TSM.
They are indeed. How much health does a total biscuit of rejuvenation give you?
165.
You've definitely been doing your coach homework. Okay. Who's your favorite caster?
You.
Yes. If you could hide your arch enemy anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Prison Shawshank.
All right. That was not what I was expecting. What ADC in the ULCS has the most number of kills?
Kobe.
How many?
No idea. Many.
I'll still give you the answer because I was right. Which teams hold the record for the longest competitive LCS game?
Curse Complexity.
Yeah, 80 minutes the dream. The original, which has a longer range, Mega Inferno Bomb or Tempered Fate?
Mega Inferno Bomb.
You are indeed correct. Who's the best dancer in the LCS?
Me.
All right, well, between you and Zyrene, I think it's a toss-up, so I might even give you half a point on that one. And who's the first person to play Taliyah in the 5 Premier regions?
Rookie.
You are correct again. Okay, that's the most stylish coach in the LCS. Who's that?
Me.
And he's got every single one of them. Okay, very impressive. Waiting on the finals tally, you got yourself 19 points. So you not only beat Kasing, you blasted a new record. Congratulations.
So it's like a correct correlation between our game the other week.
The flame just keeps on coming. All right. Well, as I kind of dust off from that sick burn, you guys can check out Yamato Cannon on stage at the LCS this week as Splice take on Rocket and Schalke, looking to go hunting for the 3rd place spot. Don't forget to tune in this Friday at 5 p.m. Central European Summertime. That's 8 a.m. Pacific.
Now it's time for the NALCS preview, and the Phoenix has risen. Yes, Phoenix One got their first win of the split, followed up with some seriously amazing moments on the analyst desk. I loved it. It's beautiful. They flew right into the victory line. They're 9-9. The Dream campaign continues against Echo Fox and Chronology Gaming this weekend. It's going to be tough. There's a lot of obstacles in their way, but I believe.
Currently, it's only P1 and 9. Hopefully, it does get better for them. Speaking of 9, though, Cloud9, transitions are going to have to search for a silver lining this weekend if they want to make it not 3 straight match losses. They're up against TSM first off. It's going to be a very tall order as TSM look continually amazing, and C9 not quite as good anymore.
Some teams slipping, some teams gripping.
Yeah.
There you go. Liquid will have a chance at Spring Split semifinal revenge against Immortals as they clash on Saturday. Fourth be damned. They're now sitting in third place after their wins over Cloud9 and Team Envy.
It could be really good. Liquid's really done wonderfully. It's like they benched Piglet, started winning all their games. It's a beautiful thing to watch.
Who would have thunk?
I know, right? It's weird. On the other half of the table, though, Apex will take on Energy, and Phoenix One will battle Echo Fox. So that match is about who's going to take over last place. Apex with Energy is, can they stop sliding? They're supposed to be better than this.
And moving on, it's still a thing. One big question, the elephant in the NALCS right now. What has happened to Chronology Gaming post-MSI? It's been crazy. They went from being the North American heroes that beat every single other region at MSI to a middle-of-the-road NALCS team. Is this just a slump in form, or is there something quantifiable that we can point to for a drastic change in their form?
I think most of their big issues are actually in their early game, just their actual mechanical individual play. Like their CS records are a bit low. You see their win-loss worse, and it's because they're honestly getting smashed a bunch early game. Their rotations are still okay, like they're still a smart team, but the problem is they're just not playing very sharp right now, and the rest of North America got better. So some of this is the rest of the league improving. Some of it is honestly we're just seeing the players play worse on an individual level.
And it's concerning as well because it doesn't seem like we know exactly what's happening in that instance. We're going to be able to fix it coming out to the fans either. So this could go on for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you why Darshan's not playing like old Darshan. Something's wrong, He's not playing matchups right or whatever it is. And I'm fine with CLG trying to find their own style, right? They have really low KP because they're playing a really heavy split push style, playing around like a Fiora and a Jax, something like that. And that's fine, but they've got to actually get themselves out of the first 20 minutes without losing the game already.
Got to get those glimpses of light ignited into something bigger. We'll see if they can do it. Now, on the other hand, TSM is on track to have their best split of all time. They're 10-0 in matches and 20-3 in games. That's Cloud9 summer 2013 levels of good.
Yeah.
And it only looks like they're going to get better and better.
Yeah, it's really impressive. TSM are just on fire. They have an incredibly high win rate. They could potentially go 18-0 in matches. Only 4 more weeks to go for that one. That would be incredible. If you extrapolate the record, that's a 34-5. If they keep this sort of score going, if you want to kind of push that one forward. But certainly, best start in franchise history. I mean, this is insane. TSM are incredible right now. They get to play another top team this coming weekend to keep proving that they are the #1 squad. And it is a pleasure to watch that we have such a good team in North America right now.
And with the most unlikely change as well. Right. Oh, it's never going to work. Bjergsen and Doublelift need the same share. They need the same amount of gold. It's going to headbutt.
Yeah, so sometimes that does happen. You can have players, and actually I'll say Piglet's one of these, who refuses to play another style. And I actually think it's why Liquid's doing better is they got another flexible player. Even if Fabi is an objectively worse player, the fact that he's flexible makes him good. The fact that Bjergsen and Doublelift are proving to be flexible. I mean, Doublelift who plays 90% of the game on Lucian, I get it. But, the formula does work. Biofrost in for Yellowstar, I think, is the biggest surprise that he's done so well as a rookie player. But hey, the magic is there, and TSM hopefully keep doing this amazingly.
It's been crazy. We'll see if anybody can catch TSM at #1.
Hey everybody, Jad here with Kobe for another This or That. Woo! And last week, the thing did great on Reddit. It was way up there. I think it has something to do with
shout it out every week. Is that 2 consecutive weeks?
The clickbait title was who will beat TSM? I feel like if you're mentioning TSM and it's in the title, you're set up for good things. Anyway, a few things to get through. 6 whole slides this week, which is 1 more than we've had the last 2 weeks.
Oh.
We're going to go way over in time because of the depth of these discussions.
Oh, no.
Yeah, let's get ready.
Well, we can throw out the bad one.
We don't have much time.
I'm sure that would be
best trash talker, Doublelift or Dardoch?
Ooh. I have to go with the new hotness, because Dardoch just trash talks everyone. Doublelift usually keeps it to 80 carries, and he'll just trash talk 80 carries. But Dardoch is all over the place. He'll go after a whole team.
Yeah, this is really interesting because before I had a side stage interview with him, he's just don't set me up for any trash talk. I'm trying to do it less. And I'm I don't know if I believe you or not. Is this some way of telling me to set you up for trash talk?
I also like how whenever we interview him about the trash talk, he's always yeah, I'm glad to take all the hate from the community, so it takes it off my teammates. So he's a martyr You know, he's trash talking for a good reason.
Yeah, keep it up, both of you guys. I feel like it's worth it. Let's get to the next slide. I say that, though. Better rotations. Echo Fox our minions. Freak.
The Freak call.
Oh, I don't think Freak meant to super insult them.
I mean,
minions don't rotate. They walk in straight lines.
That's the whole point, I think. I think that's the point, chat. There we go. I'm going to have to go with this.
I'm going with this. I'm on this side this week, so I'm naturally biased. We
gotta go with my boy Froggen. That's just mean. We can't do that to him.
It's a funny joke, but it's Echo Fox. We'll go to the next one. Better backdooring. Oh, Saz or Peke?
Ooh.
It's Peke.
I mean, Peke's one was just so epic because it came down to the last hit. He was Kassadin, like, hopping over the Nexus. Yeah.
Soaz did it last week.
He did a flash
to end,
as well,
like,
but
the 1,000 CS quest from Sven, right? Like, so that is heroic in itself, but, like, it took him 30 minutes. They were winning the game the whole time. Like, Peke brought his team back from the brink of defeat. And it's called the Peke, the backdoor.
Soaz has his own move. That's where he gets caught in top lane and teleports out and escapes, right? He lives.
Or when he rumble ults.
This is the back. That is the backdoor. I'm going with that.
Okay. We'll go to the next one. Bad memories for Soaz backdoor is definitely Peke. The preferred position, Karma mid or Karma support?
Ooh.
Gameplay question. Right here.
I like it more as a support. You know, because then you can build more of the support items. You could just concentrate on the speeding people up. Plus, a lot of poke in lane helps your AD carry.
Yeah. I like the ability to flex it to the mid lane because, like, if someone picks Nami against it or something.
That's not the question.
I think it's
neither this nor that. That's this and that.
It's that.
It's not called this and that.
I wanted to give credit to both of the slides because I feel like most people play it support. Like, people play it mid lane. This and this.
Can't choose
one or the other. Both. No, it's that. We'll get to the next one.
slide. That's cheating. Yeah.
No, the bigger surprise, TL2O or C902 last week.
Ooh, I think this one, because everyone's looking at Liquid and like, okay, now they got Fabi, you know, they have like these 3 Team Liquid Academy members in. They started working better and better together. Yeah. But Cloud9, everyone's like, okay, these are the clear number 3. You know, they're gonna challenge Immortals and TSM, and then they crumbled. Plus, they got pretty tilted when they started losing. Like, they were a bit angry about their losses. So I think this was more surprising.
I think that was more surprising as well. Get your lingo right. Because coming into last week, I was actually gonna say I was so surprised at how well Cloud9 was doing and how good their teamwork was. And then it just kind of fell apart last week.
You always want shit on Cloud9, huh?
Hey, calm down. I love Cloud9. That's why I'm surprised they went 0-2. How many slides we got left? We got another one here. Better bug catchers. The Pokemon bug catcher. This is the final slide.
I gotta go with Sneaky.
Bug catcher Sneaky. He catches them all. The Pokemon bug catcher.
The only thing I remember from this guy is that he's free money. Every time you see a bug catcher, it's free money experience for your Pokemon. Like,
that guy was useless.
It's the easiest guy to beat. You don't even care about running through them. It's harder to defeat the wild Pokemon that you walk across in the grass.
Sneaky's a challenger bug catcher. This guy was like bronze.
Also, that was one of the most hilarious bugs I saw. Is the Trundle's like biting him while falling down.
Yeah, it was weird because he was like flashed while Rek'Sai knocked and I hadn't seen that bug for years. It's really unfortunate. I'm sure Cloud9 doesn't want to live that. We're really picking on Cloud9 today.
Sneaky gets it.
They win this at least. Anyway, that'll do it for this or that. We went way over time. There's Twitter stuff you can do. @LOL Esports, you can hashtag this or that. You can tweet Riot Kobe, you can tweet Riot Chat. Also, if you want like questions on this or that for this week, use the hashtag this or that.
Don't
tag us, and we won't look at the hashtag outside of just reading the tweets that come to us. So that'll do it. See you guys later.
Welcome to our Fantasy Minute, where we go through the best and the worst of Fantasy LCS this week. Let's start it off strong with the studs and my new magic powers. These guys are going to be the ones that you want to start on your roster. Phoenix at the end there may be a little bit of a question mark to you guys, but considering all the low ownership rates between these players, and Phoenix especially, he's putting up a lot of points per game, more than the average Fantasy LCS mid laner. He's got a hard matchup against Immortals this week, but Immortals have been known to also give up a lot of fantasy points, so try out Phoenix this time around. But now, the duds. These are the guys you may want to replace with some of those studs, or at least put on the bench for this week. GBM at the end especially has been very iffy. It's a little funny because he's actually averaged to put up more fantasy points per game than normal this week, but he's going up against a tough opponent in Cloud9, and his projected total is actually significantly lower than most fantasy LCS mid laners, so stay away from GBM this week. But finally, the risky picks of the bunch. These are guys, if you want to make up some big points in your league, you might want to go with them. Sunstar and Mr. Raz have some average or above average in difficulty schedules, so they're a little bit of a safer pick, especially because they've been so consistent, but Ninja on Envy is a bit of a question mark. Envy has been slumping recently, and Ninja's kind of in this go big or go home mentality when it comes to fantasy points, especially because him and Lot are the two main providers and the two main carries that teams are going to look to shut down. That's all the time we got for this week, but if you want to check out more, head over to the LOL Esports YouTube, where I'll be answering questions from the Fantasy LCS subreddit.
Snap on your trainers because it's time for the regional rundown. We're starting with the LCK and the SKT, who have one hell of a week coming up. Go.
It's actually rough. They play against KT Rolster and ROX Tigers, the first and second place teams in Korea. Good luck, buddy. Honestly, this ends up deciding who takes the top of the table. If SKT can beat him, they get to leapfrog back up there, and it brings us to our BF matches of the week.
That's right, we do have two. Thank you for noting that. This week in the top of the table clashes between SKT, KT, and ROX Tigers. Lots of T's. After their run of bad form, SKT will have to pull themselves out of their slump as they take on two very challenging opponents.
Yeah, and the thing is, SKT actually beat both these squads convincingly in the first half of the split, but SKT's been looking really bad for the sort of recent past. So maybe things have turned around. Their last week's a little bit short, so they had opportunity maybe to rest or practice properly or something. And maybe SKT is back on form here, but it hasn't been pretty very recently. Otherwise, ROX Tigers looking for revenge, of course, from the last several consecutive finals now as SKT just keeps beating them.
Going to be some sweet matches to watch. You can catch all the action as SKT take on ROX Tigers early Thursday morning and KT Rolster this Friday night. Don't miss it. Now onto the LMS, where we've got nothing to recap as they all had a dark week last week. Though we can preview the upcoming week, and one matchup in particular that we want to talk about is J-Team versus AHQ.
Yeah, so J-Team, honestly, a pretty solid squad. They have not yet lost any matches. We play best of twos over in LMS, so they've gotten a tie or so, but not too bad for them. They have the second highest team KDA and 100% first blood rate as well. Honestly, a pretty solid squad. They have the most gold leads at 10 and 20 in the LMS as well. So these guys are super good early game, but they are struggling to close out late, much like the prior TPA squad.
Look at that. Lots of thirds for AHQ. I like that. AHQ statistically don't stack up well as J-Team, but they were one of the top contenders for the championship last split until Flash Wolves beat them in the finals.
Right, it's the old number 2 versus the new number 2 right here. Westor, it's unfortunate for him. He's actually the sole mid laner right now for AHQ, and he's basically
no switch.
Right, he's just kind of only playing the meta champions, and the thing is, that's fine, but it means he's not bringing out his really cool stuff like the Fizz and the Zed nearly as often here, so they're not playing the old style, and the entire sort of team identity isn't the same anymore, and it's just not quite that same power of team, the old 4-1 split push, not as likely, etc. So it seems like a weakened AHQ, but they want to play this style, and hopefully it does shape up for them in the near future.
Westor was the best door. Now they've installed this revolving door.
Yeah.
Go back to the old one. It was way better.
I know, right?
Gold plated. We'll see if we can do it again. The LMS returns this Friday morning with AHQ taking on J-Team this Saturday. And finally to the LPL, and like the LMS, the LPL had a dark week and will start up again this Thursday. One matchup we're pumped about seeing is Snake Esports against Royal Never Give Up. Snake has slithered its way through the ranks with some new blood in SOFM and starting their alternate ADC, Martin. Now they're looking forward to the challenge of taking on the kings of Group B, RNG.
Royal Never Give Up. It's going to be a nice one, honestly. So, ever since the Vietnamese jungle got SOFM started and they've brought in ADC Martin a couple of times, you guys have only actually lost one match with that lineup there, talking about Snake. SOFM very aggressive. He's great at creating early game leads, and this team does very well in the early game. Martin's even been pretty safe. He's the highest KD of any AD carry in the LPL, so there's some good points here.
Yep.
But if they do get behind, they're not very good at playing from that situation. So I think there's still some mid to late game shot calling issues to have, but Snake can definitely be a top contender.
We'll see if they can strike or if Royal can get the best of them. Now, if you aren't completely League of Legend out by now, then you can check out some wildcard action as CBLOL Split 2 finals are on Saturday, July 9th, and the final week of the LCL, aka Russia's finest, will be on the very same day, so make sure you do not miss that. English
Absolutely.
is easy.
It is.
Love big plays, do you?
I do.
I love big plays, I cannot lie. We've got 5 of the best coming at you in our next video, or as Yuri from Furious Gaming in LATAM can call it, El Penta. Dashing into number 5, it was Cloud9's Meteos with the Baron steal.
Meteos is in the area. He's gonna try for a steal, but I don't think he'll make it in time.
He's got Flash and Smite, and Phoenix wants to assassinate him.
Death ray damage, not quite enough. Meteos hero, no Lola goes there. Stole it!
That is the type of play that could tilt you. Unreal. Instead of just killing him, they do a bunch of poke. Everyone was low and obviously afraid of Meteos, but that is a hero play.
Slithering into number 4, Cloud9's Jensen picked up 4 quick kills.
Jensen trying to zone them away. This could be Cloud9 going in onto Pobelta. Exhaust is down. They'll blow him up. Impact actually taking good damage, but Huni finally makes his way around. Immortals though scattered to the wind. Huni diving in, goes straight for them, but he's going to get CC'd up. Impact still tanking his turtle. Blows up Sneaky, flashing forward for a bullet. But Immortals actually, this one goes a little awry. It's a triple kill for Jensen. And now Turtle may be down as well.
Quadra
going to go down, but Jensen actually got it! Go for it again! Oh, no, he's not going to get it, but he'll get the Quadra.
At number 3, from the Oceanic Pro League, it was Abyss Esports Luch with the Quadra kill to close out the game.
Yeah, Deadly Flourish is going to connect on him, and that's the go button as the equalizer goes down. T-Gun immediately popped there for... Oh my god! Luch with the double kill out of nowhere. Swiper's going to go down. Triple kill for the Oriana as now Raid slowed Swiffer. Pac-Man says, yes, I want this one. And Swiffer's in trouble. Luch gets the Quadra. Raid needs to give him the pentakill, but he's not going to. He's sitting on the fountain.
Leaping into number 2, it was Schalke's Steve with the 5-man Gnarl.
This is a good opportunity for Vitality to try and force a play, but Schalke, they're actually the ones that are trying to engage.
Yeah, Steve's on the back. Whoa! That's a massive Gnar. In comes Fox, and oh my word! That is Vitality dropping down to 0. Schalke with a classic pincer. Take out 4 and look to bear it.
And I thought Vitality had the wombo combo, but Schalke, unbelievable execution. And off the back of that, they're going to get themselves the Baron, and they're going to take firm control of this game.
And in our number 1 play this week, from Latin America South, Furious Gaming's Yuri picked up the first pentakill of the split.
Mira, solo en contra de 2 jugadores, va a terminar cayendo, pero se le activa su ángel guardián. Mientras tanto en la parte superior, Elior hace suficiente daño junto con Uri, asegura la vida de Karma y también incluso se ha terminado asegurando la vida de Silos.
Y si la hace bien Gentix, podría hacer que no se escape Nifo en este sector. Asesinato cuádruple, podría ser el primer penta.
Ahí se viene el penta. Nifo al parecer tiene los días contados. Está todo el daño. Y el pentakill a favor de Uriel Vladimir de los chicos de Furious Gaming.
When it comes to the penta, vigilance is key. If you see anything that looks suspiciously like a big play, make sure you tweet at LOL Esports with the hashtag the penta. It's very dangerous and very pertinent that you do.
Yes.
And make sure the authorities know what to do with it. We will pull it in.
Don't worry. We got your back.
We got your back.
Now, we've all experienced it at some point or another. So now it's time for a PSA from Dr. Aiden Zyrene Moon about a condition that is sweeping through the league community in this week's last hit.
Every day, players all over the world suffer from a painful condition. Studies have shown that at one point or another, it has affected every single pro currently playing in the LCS. Symptoms include face palming, shaking of the head, swearing, and salt. We are, of course, talking about tilt. If you notice someone displaying these symptoms, call 555-TILT. Remember, tilt doesn't just affect you. It affects your friends, loved ones, teammates, and Elo.